Every year, tens of thousands of kiddos end up in juvenile detention nationwide, often getting stuck in the revolving doors of justice for years to come. Our next guests are helping break that cycle for young people here in New York, all through the art of improv and acting. Very few of their students go on to have any trouble with the law again. From Drama Club, let's everybody welcome the executive director, Ashley, and the founder, Josie. Give it up for them. I'll start with you, Josie, because you founded this program over 10 years ago. So what inspired this?
So I was teaching acting at the undergraduate level at NYU, and I was like, I had first-year acting students, they were amazing. And I started noticing all these beautiful life skills, like empathy and team building and confidence emerging.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, what about kids or young people that don't have access to this kind of training? And right around that, I read an article about a juvenile prison upstate New York. And two things struck out at me. One is that we incarcerate kids as young as 12.
Which is insane.
Which is young.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that the kids really didn't have much to do at all. Nothing artistic or creative. And that was the spark for me. And that journey led me to teach in the theater program at Sing Sing Correctional Facility, which is a maximum security men's prison. And it's the program that beautiful movie Sing Sing is based on.
Yeah.
And the men started telling me about their journeys, and so many of them had been through juvenile detention. And they were like, they had nothing to do. So I told them I had kind of this idea, and they were like, you have to do that. Like, you have, if we wish we'd had something like that, if we'd had something like that, maybe we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, and stuck in that vicious cycle.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's insane to me that there's nothing there to fuel that much needed therapeutic kind of thing they're doing. That's insane to me. So tell us about the first classes that you did with the class. How did it go, the first
So the first class was a little nerve-wracking. And so I showed up, and I'm very enthusiastic usually, and the kids were super shut down and depressed, bored. But we started playing theater games, and they're kind of competitive, and they kind of got into it, and there were some smiles, and there were some giggles, and then we started laughing. We started doing scene work. They were really good at it. They felt great about themselves.
Yeah.
And the kids in jail, I call it the jail mask. They kind of, they're not vulnerable. It's not safe to be vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
And so we're asking them to let that drop. And that starts to drop, and then the kid comes out, right?
Yeah.
And they want to play, and it's so much fun. So by the end of that class, I was like, this is not just kind of an extra fun thing. This is a lifeline, like you said, to express themselves. Yeah.
Well, Drama Club also becomes a lifeline when the teens get out of detention too, right?
Yes.
Because that's important too, is what to do when you get out. You're used to this different environment, right? So there's something they can gravitate towards too, right?
Yes, and we don't just want the young people to have access to us behind bars. So we have this wonderful program, the Apprentice program.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity, a paid internship for the young people to continue working in an art form, but also they get paired up with a teaching artist mentor, someone from our social work team, and the social work meetings are really important because we're trying to get out of the way anything that would prevent a young person from participating in Drama Club, whether it's homelessness, mental health support, access to health insurance.
Transportation.
Yeah, food insecurity, anything, transportation. And for a lot of our young people, this is their first paycheck, so it's an opportunity to kind of have independent financial security.
I remember my first paycheck.
Ciao.
Oh, I spent it all on music. Who would've thought? Yeah, I did.
You get that confidence and that accountability.
You feel so good, it's empowering.
Yes, and we really feel like that's why our recidivism rates are lower than the national average.
Yeah.
And our young people are so creative, and they have an opportunity after our classes to really write their experience.
I heard the writing exercises, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they always go the extra mile and kind of write written hand notes to our board members and to our donors, so they're lovely.
Which people love.
Yes.
Yeah, and keeping that alive too. Actually, I love that my 11-year-old, she does not want to be on a computer. She wants it to be handwritten.
Absolutely.
She wants it, she likes how it's personal. It feels more like a connection, which is so different usually from anyone under the age of 30. I feel like it's a different time. Our next two guests both went through the Drama Club experience. Everybody say hi to Hassan and Tiffany. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I'm going to start with you, Tiffany. So tell us a little about your incarceration experience and how you found Drama Club in the first place.
Okay, so I found Drama Club in 2015, where I actually was incarcerated. I was an adolescent on Rikers Island, and that's when the 16 and 17-year-olds were able to be housed on Rikers Island. It's crazy. But yeah, I attended my first program, and it was Drama Club, and I only attended because they said they were gonna give snacks.
Girl, that's in my own heart. Yeah, yeah.
So I attended for the snacks, and then, you know, jails is really dirty, dingy, a lot of bugs and crawling stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I went to the programs coordinator, and the programs corridor, the program was there, and it was like live and colorful, and then you see the teaching artists and the kids having fun.
Yeah.
So I felt welcomed when I first joined. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of light, you know, in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah. How was your experience, Hassan?
I initially was incarcerated in juvenile detention.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to go through Drama Club there. They came as a weekly program, so it was a way for us to get off the halls or the dormitories.
Yeah.
When they came in, it was my first class was very fun. It was real relaxed. The teaching artists were very vibrant. They were very playful, energetic. It gave me a space to sit here and like really escape.
And feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is important.
Word.
Yeah, everybody needs that.
Yeah.
Well, after release, you both did the Apprentice program, right? How do you feel like, what does your life look like? How has it helped you?
Oh, wow. So upon my release in 2018, I actually found Drama Club through Google. And
Yeah. Way to go, Google!
But I reached out to them, and that same day, the day after, I actually joined my first class in the community. And it was like a sense of like belonging. I felt like at home in a sense, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm a mother of twins now.
Yeah,
And I went through, I went through the whole program from an apprenticeship, and then I went to assistant teaching artist, and now I'm currently a teaching artist and programs coordinator for confinement.
Damn straight. Yeah. And holding down mama. That's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
But it was an experience, you know, and I'm just happy that I'm able to go back into the facilities where I once sat,
Yeah.
you know, and give hope to everybody.
Oh, that's gotta, because I think the worst is when you feel like people are, it's like lip service. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't know where I've been. You don't know what my life has been like. You don't know. It's the best thing ever to be able to look someone in the face and go, no, 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 no. I've been where you're at, and I can help you out of that if you would like it.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah,
And
there's
I'm a living
nothing better
testament.
than that, because it's authentic. It feels really authentic. So what about you, Hassan?
When I was released, I did the apprenticeship program, and that was like my first real job.
Yeah.
It gave me a sense of stability. It gave me a sense of structure,
Gave
responsibility.
you a paycheck.
That too.
Yeah. That feels nice.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit more than just the money. It gave me an
Yeah.
opportunity to help people that look like me, help people that went through my similar situations and things like that. It allowed me to really pay it forward in a way.
Absolutely. Well, you have something that you want to say to Josie and Ashley, right?
So, Josie, thank you for giving me a chance to be myself. Oh. Thank you for seeing something in me that nobody did, and you gave me so many opportunities that I'm so grateful for. And Ashley, like, you're the best person to be in this role, in this position. And I thank you for your leadership skills, because you're picking up, you know what I mean? And it's just like, this is gonna still keep going on. And I find hope, and I know that there's gonna be a long future for Drama Club.
Thank you so much.
I have a final question for you guys. Like, both of you, like, what do you hope, like, people watching right now, what do you hope they take away from this?
The kids we work with are children, and so I want people to know that. And we believe that people should not be defined or condemned for their worst mistake, right? And especially kids, like they deserve a second, third, fourth chance.
Yeah. And my hope is that everyone who participates in Drama Club feels that they belong and that they deserve the opportunity. I think there's a huge misunderstanding about really the power of arts, but truly there's science behind the power of improvisation.
Amen.
We hope to expand this program nationally, and if we can do that, we can intercede on young people's lives, but way before they enter the adult system.
Yeah.
We're very easy to find, dramaclub.org.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, our season-long partner, Pilot Pen, Makers of Friction, go-to erasable pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show, believes in the power of rewriting your story and creating new possibilities. To help Drama Club continue empowering young people through the healing power of storytelling and theater, Pilot Pen is actually going to donate $5,000. Just pitch And that's not all. And that's not awesome cool too? This is something really cool. The Tony Award-winning musical, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, is back in New York for the first time in 20 years. They heard about all the great work the Drama Club is doing and want to give you guys 20 tickets to see their show, just to come and see it. Yeah, they can be. All right, thank you guys so much for what you're doing, and thank you for showing other people out there too, like what you can do and what you can achieve, and hope should be there still. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Sometimes we can lose that, and it's nice when you find people that believe in you and see that in you, and then you believe it in yourself, and you get to pass that on. That's really cool.